Hi, my name is Ofentse, and this is day 5. This is day 5 of me posting every single day until I forget to. Now, today's a Friday, right? So we're gonna keep things a bit lighter than usual. We're not gonna be talking about studying, hey, motivation, productivity. We're gonna pause those for a little bit, and today I just wanna tell you guys a little bit about myself and essentially why I started this YouTube channel. So if you don't care really, you can just pass, right? There's not much important information here, but please stay, don't pass. But yeah, if you want to, you can just keep going, right? But yeah, basically just jumping right into it, right? The number one biggest reason that you would have guessed already is that I love helping people, right? I love you guys. I love seeing hope shining in people's eyes. I love knowing that things that I say have the potential to shift someone else's mindset. And this is something that I've seen quite often, right? And it's a beautiful feeling because I know that someone is going through a phase change, right? I know how it feels to feel stuck. I know how it feels to be overwhelmed. I know how it feels to keep trying, but you really can't figure out what is wrong. You just keep failing. You don't really understand where to start, where to touch, where to leave. And it's just this whole huge thing that you can't even handle yourself and you don't even know where to start, right? And I've gone through such a situation quite a number of times, right? And I've tried so many different methods, different ways of trying to solve these multiple study struggles that I've been mentioning in the previous videos. And obviously, I'm sitting so professionally. And obviously, as I was saying, I know how it feels, right, to go through these different struggles. And essentially, my aim with this YouTube channel is to essentially share the information that has helped me, right? The information, the mindset shift that I have applied to my life, right? The things that I have learned along the journey, my experiences throughout my academic journey, the things that I'm still learning even today. There are so many things I'm still learning on a daily basis. And as soon as I try those things and I see that, oh, this actually works, I share that information. And what you will notice is that most of the time on my channel, I don't necessarily give you the tips, but then I just tell you what you need to know about yourself, right? I tell you the things that you need to analyze in your life, think about them, and then once you think about them, you will make the decision as to whether you want to change it or not, right? And that's essentially what I love doing. And yes, of course, throughout my high school, I was the top student, at least from grade 10 to 12. I was the learner who was always trying their best, right? Their best. I was always trying my best. I was always in the top 5. And obviously, this only started in grade 10 when I moved to a different school, because where I was before, I really wish I had my grade 9 report so that I can show you guys the marks I was getting. I was literally in my 10 out of 100, my level 1s basically, right? Those are the marks I used to get. And then in grade 10, that's essentially where I started having the shift. I think most people have also asked me this: have you always been nyere like this and stuff? And I'm like, it started in grade 10, and then it was an entire mindset shift that it was a huge thing, right? And if you watch the videos consistently, you will see that bit by bit I explain this mindset shift. But yeah, that's not the main point. I started this YouTube video because I want to help you, and I know that you have the potential to change. It's sometimes also it's such a heartwarming thing, to see. I remember at the beginning of this year, right? I think about 3 or 4 people approached me at the beginning of the year during orientation, UCT orientation, and they came to me. They're like, "Oh, hi, I know you from YouTube. You're that guy. The tips that you have shared. Why is my English like this today? The tips that you have shared, they helped me during my matric year, this and that and that." I'm like, oh, I'm touched. That's cute, and it's a very beautiful feeling to know that people are actually improving, and the tips that I'm sharing here and there, they are helping, right? And the other day, I think it was during day 2 or day 3, I was sharing more about how there are certain tips that I give or other YouTubers will give you that won't necessarily work for you, and I basically dive deeper into that. But yeah, the main point is that I enjoy helping you, and I would love to see you succeed, and I would love for you to give a testimony, right? And I think this is one of the things that has led to me writing this book, right? I actually have it with me here. I wrote this book I started writing it in my early mid-metric year, basically, right? I essentially just jotting down my thoughts and feelings throughout my academic journey, my bumps, my ups and downs, and it was such a beautiful thing to see how there were moments whereby I was literally at my peak, getting my hundreds, and then jiggy I'm all the way down in the 60s and 50s, and I don't even know what is going on, right? And then I go up a bit, I come down. It was such a roller coaster of emotions, and it was just messing up with me. And when the year end was approaching, obviously during that particular time, I wasn't thinking of this as a book, right? But then as time went by and I started writing these experiences, they came together as a bunch of study tips. So essentially, this is more of a motivational book for high school students. It has a bunch of study tips, a lot of study tips and mindset shifts. I think the first part of the book is called mindset shift, rethinking the way you think, right? Basically, and it's essentially the most important part of the book, the most important part of this channel that essentially helps you in the way that you think. Because if you still think that maths is difficult, there's not even an inch of you inside of you that will help you towards you achieving that goal of getting at least a 70, at least an 80, right? We're not saying maths is easy every single day, but drop the mindset, replace it with something else. So those are the types of tips that I share in this book. It's a very beautiful book. If you haven't gotten it already, please send me an email, beg your parents to buy it or whoever, it's a very beautiful book. But yeah, that's pretty much about it. I know this was a pretty boring video, but I essentially just wanted to share this because it's something very, very close to my heart, and I do appreciate every single person. It really melts my heart, and thank you for being here, and I hope that you'll be here for the rest of the journey as I post every single day until I forget to. Thank you.